Well, welcome back with Future Volcano of the Day, going with an infamous American volcano being Mount Rainier in Washington State. Stratovolcano 12,203 foot elevation is dormant, has been since 1894, tends to be explosive. Questionable eruptions all throughout the 19th century, but they're more confident with the ones in the BC, dating back as far as 6,800 BC. Anyways, Mount Rainier, the highest peak in the Cascade Range, is located 87 kilometers southeast of Seattle and forms a majestic backdrop to the landscape of the region. The volcano is covered by 26 main glaciers, and melting a glacier ice by a future eruption causing lahars are a significant hazard for the region. Reported 19th century eruptions cannot be verified by any deposits, but it is likely that some phreatic activity took place in 1894. Previous eruptions have produced large debris, avalanches, and lahars, some of which have traveled all the way to the Pacific Ocean and reached Puget Sound, most likely through and most of those would be through Tacoma. Looks like there's some recent news. We'll get to that after background. So Mount Rainier is a typical andesitic stratovolcano. It has produced large lahars and debris avalanches. Its present summit was built within a large crater breached to the northeast, formed by collapse of the volcano during a major explosive eruption around about 5,600 years ago. That produced the widespread Osceola mudflow. Mount Rainier's eruptive history has been studied in detail. It includes about a dozen major eruptions during the past 2,600 years, the largest of which occurred around 2,200 years ago. The present-day summit cone is cut by overlapping craters. Extensive hydrothermal activity is present in these summit craters. It has produced melting of glacier ice, created a complex system of steam caves found in the summit ice cap, and collapses of those caves has killed people in the past. There's some photos, satellite imagery, and there's prominent features. 3 peaks, Columbia Crest at 14,158 feet. Hold on. Well, yeah, 14,158 foot elevation for Columbia Crest, same as Point Success, and Liberty Cap at 14,112 feet, and Little Tahoma at 11,138 feet. It is a small peak located on the eastern flank of the volcano. Camp Muir is a stone shelter cabin located at 10,000 feet. Camp Hazard, a campsite located at 11,600 feet below Ice Cliff. Probably not a good place for that. Probably why it's called Camp Hazard. Carbon Glacier, the thickest and third largest of Mount Rainier. Its terminus is at 3,500 feet. It is 5.7 miles long and 700 feet thick. Russell Glacier, a tributary to the Carbon Glacier on the north side. Cowlitz Glacier, the Cowlitz Ingraham Glacier, advanced from the mid-1970s until the mid-1980s, but is currently thinning and retreating. Echo Rock, an old volcanic vent on the northwest flank. Emmons Glacier, a large glacier on the eastern slope of the mountain. In 1963, a rockfall from the Tahoma Peak covered the lower glacier with rock debris. The debris cover insulates the ice from melting. As a result of decreased melting, the glacier advanced rapidly in the early 1980s. The advance is still continuing today, but at a slower rate. Nisqually Glacier, a glacier can be viewed from Nisqually and Glacier Vistas, located less than 1 mile from the Paradise Visitor facilities, and Winthrop Glacier, the second largest glacier on Mount Rainier, with an area of 3.5 square miles. So back to the top, we'll get to the recent news. being back in 2012, and no, it has nothing to do with couches. So, a magnitude 2.4 earthquake occurred beneath the summit of Mount Rainier at 8:45 Pacific Daylight Time. It would be AM on September 13th, 2012. This news came in about a day later on September 14th, and was followed by a dozen or so aftershocks within the next 20 minutes. According to the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, or PNSN, the magnitude 2.4 earthquake was located beneath the north rim of the equator at a depth of 2.7 kilometers. Such earthquakes, while not common, are also not unprecedented at Mount Rainier. Magnitude 2 quakes occur at about once per year, on average below the Rainier summit, with the most recent being a 2.9 on October 14th of 2011, and a magnitude 2.2 on October 25th. That's that same year, so about a couple weeks later. The location and depth of the 2.4 are entirely consistent with past Rainier earthquakes, and such events are considered by CVO and PNSN to be part of the background normal level activity at Mount Rainier, according to the USGS. So with that is it. Links to both of these will be in the description box below. Stay safe. See you in the next video.